Hey everyone, Chris here for Thomann Guitars and Basses. I am here in Nazareth, Pennsylvania at the Martin Guitar Factory, sitting here with Ramin, who is going to help us to understand the body shapes and body sizes of Martin guitars. Thanks for joining us.
Great to have you here. Welcome.
I can't have enough of all of this. This is the old factory, actually. We're sitting here where CF started his Pennsylvania journey, right?
Absolutely. So in this building that we're in today, musical instruments were manufactured approximately from 1839 until 1962. And we still have the building. It's an historic landmark, and it is quite the ambiance, the perfect place to learn about guitars.
It's for guitar nerds and tweakers like me. It's beautiful.
What you've got in your hands, Chris, is an 018. So what that means is it's a single O size. That's the smallest full-size guitar that we make here at Martin. It is an 18, which is to say that it has mahogany back and sides. So this is a genuine mahogany back and sides. Tortoise binding or black binding, depending on production year, and a Sitka spruce top. These instruments are some of the longest produced, least changed instruments in our whole line of models. And as I mentioned, at one time, this little guy was the biggest guitar that we made.
It's crazy.
They are exceptionally sweet sounding guitars. I have one at home. It's a favorite for songwriting. Because it's so convenient and comfortable to reach for. Yeah. You know, it sits
That's
really
one of the
nicely.
features that I really love about double O's and single O's, that it's almost like a semi-hollow, like a jazz guitar.
It's got a lot of clarity and warmth. Yeah,
okay.
Very warm sounding guitar. Really excellent for good note separation. It has a kind of delicate sound in the bass, very clear, but still delicate. The mahogany on this 18 style really brings out the mid-range very nicely. A rosewood one would have maybe a little bit more bass and treble, but this is a little mid-range machine. It punches way above its weight. Okay. 24.9-inch scale.
Okay, so the shorter scale?
Absolutely, a short scale, perfect for fingerstyle playing, but it'll respond nicely with a pick as well.
Yeah.
Very traditionally appointed guitar, very lovely.
This has to be the double O, right?
Absolutely. So the nomenclature of these instruments is pretty straightforward. Single O, smallest. Double O would be the next biggest. Of course, it's not double the size.
Yeah.
But
that would be weird.
yeah, you have really, really big hands. Like John Mayer has really big hands.
Yeah.
But, for example, this instrument, some of the features it has in common with the single O, it still has the 24.9-inch scale.
Okay.
So it's a short scale. Again, very good for fingerstyle. Very warm sounding instrument, but it has a little bit more clarity and projection in the bass.
Okay.
So while we had a rounder sound from the bass of the single O, you'll notice in the double O that we have just a little bit more projection there.
Okay.
This one, an 18 style with mahogany back and sides. Once again, ebony fingerboard and bridge. What we have here, surprise, is a triple O.
Oh wow!
So it's
no way.
It's this one goes to 3. It's one bigger than a double O, but still smaller than a Dreadnought or a 4O. Now, what's so interesting about triple O's is that the body size between a triple O and an OM, which is our orchestra model, the body size is identical. The difference is in the overall scale length.
Okay.
So the triple O still has the short scale, which is preferred by many people for ease of bending notes.
Yeah.
Really comfortable. Great blues guitar. Really good for fingerstyle still as well. Whereas the OM has a scale length that's just over a half an inch longer.
Wow.
I think that's 12.5 millimeters for
Wow.
for
there you
our
go.
friends in Europe. It gives it a little bit of a slinkier string action, a little bit easier to press, and whereas the orchestra model has a little bit more volume, overall loudness.
It's like an all-rounder, isn't it? Right?
Absolutely.
Finger picking, sure. Flat picking, absolutely. Chords, why not?
Totally
right?
balanced guitar. Really, you get the best of both worlds. If you're not a dedicated fingerstyle player, you still have an excellent fingerstyle guitar, but you can play it with a pick. This is an all-rounder, very balanced sounding instrument, very direct and louder than you might think based on the size.
Oh yeah. And this looks very similar.
Yes. Same, but different. This is an OM21, and actually 21 style instruments are fairly uncommon. We don't make a whole ton of them, but they're really special and unique. One of the differences visually that you'll notice is, first of all, while this has a rosewood back and sides instead of the 18 style triple O that we have here, we also have skipped the aging toner over the top. You may notice that the rosette looks very clean and white compared to the vintage style look on the 18s. And that's a design choice that we've made to sort of harken back to the period in the 50s and 60s where these 21 style instruments were really common. Major difference between this the model designation and the triple O, of course, being the scale length, number one, and the other being the rosewood back and sides.
So songwriters, still finger pickers.
It could be just the thing,
and the strummer's guitar.
Yes, and that higher string tension, that bigger scale length, lends itself to a little bit more loud of an instrument. So, I probably wouldn't take my single O size guitar to the bluegrass jam unless I was playing it, quietly with some good friends, where you can really hear it sing. But this instrument, you can cut through the mix. It's not what we would call a banjo killer necessarily. To use
that's a tough job to do. Because banjos,
they're loud as heck. But that's how these evolutions in body sizes came about. Before amplification, people always were looking for the way to be a little bit louder than that guy next to them.
Who wouldn't, right?
Yeah, exactly. We all have bandmates like that. They always turn the volume up, and then next thing you know, you're running a 412 cap. So
exactly.
So in the acoustic
same thing for
world,
acoustic.
Exactly. The same concept applies.
the cult Martin body shape.
Absolutely. Over 100 years now, we've been making these instruments in this body shape. Originally, it was a special order request, I think in like 1911 or 1917 from the Ditson Company.
I've heard, yeah. Okay.
And when you go to our museum, you'll definitely
I've seen
get
those
to
guitars.
see
Way bigger even.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
And so right around 1930s, mid 1930s, they switched to this 14 fret neck joint, which is now, of course, industry standard. The advantages of a 14 fret Dreadnought, they almost need no introduction, but you have a absolute cannon of a guitar.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Powerhouse. When you strum on this instrument, you can feel it rattling. Even I can feel it rattling against my belly. And it's very, very great it's a very versatile instrument.
Let's talk about that. The SC.
Okay.
Which is the oddball.
Yeah,
right?
I was going to say the elephant in the room, but it's much more graceful than that. So I'm going to have you hold this guitar so that I can point with both, with both hands.
Go for it.
Basically, the SC line grew out of an idea from our Vice President of Products, Mr. Fred Green. He said, I want you guys to come up with an instrument that is going to appeal to the guitar player who maybe isn't an acoustic guitar player primarily, but has grown accustomed to a certain level of comfort and playability from their electric guitar world, and that is going to require those things to translate to their acoustic instrument. And what we've come up with is a guitar that I think not only achieves that, but really sets a new standard for fret access, for comfort as far as how it sits on your body.
Absolutely.
And it's the way we...
Pretty shallow, so
it's
really
it's a
nice,
triple O depth.
nice on the arm.
Yeah, you can really put your arm over the top of it. And one thing that's really, you may notice, is when you have your hand in first position, it feels like a short scale guitar.
Oh yeah,
right?
It feels super short.
Right, but it's a full 25/4 scale guitar.
Yeah.
The way we achieve that is instead of having the fret joint at the 14th fret, which would bring everything back, at half inch, we have it at the 13th fret.
Pushed in, but you have the excess, so you can actually reach up until the last one.
Exactly. So you get the comfort of basically a 12 fret guitar or a short scale guitar, but the volume of a guitar that's got a full scale length. We tried a few different body shapes. We tried so many different bracing patterns. I think we built about 35 different prototypes.
X bracing on the back, which is unique.
So I'm glad you asked about that. People have asked us many times, so what's the deal with the X brace on the back? And we tried all sorts of different things. We found that the X brace on the back was a positive neutral effect as far as compared to other forms of back bracing. But we really wanted to state with this guitar, we're doing something different. We know we are. We're doing something that's very non-traditional, but we are the company that invented the X brace. Yeah. And so we figure front and center,
it's a statement.
You see it right in there. That label design, we wanted it to look like the label on a record. So if you're a recording artist or, it will immediately harken back to those sort of classic recording aesthetics.
You guys take it easy. Make sure to leave a comment below and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy these videos. Ask your questions. If there's anything you want to know about these guitars, we'll come back to you as always. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.